I'm Digitrevx and welcome back to making a Hikari Miku Physicsless skirt rig. So I left off with the just after building all the bones and setting everything up, and it was pretty much working, but it wasn't quite there. So I went through and I selected all the bones, and I unchecked this and checked it back on, and then went through all these bones one more time. So I just went through all the IK bones, selected this, make sure that was on, and for some reason it got reset. I'm not sure how it happened, um, but basically we're good. So it was pretty much there. It's just there was just a little glitch. So yeah. So now if I move this leg, you can see how the bone, the yellow bone there, moves up, and if I pull it out, see how they're all moving out now. And that's pretty much what we're looking for. So we're pretty much there. So all we gotta do now is just weight this thing. So so let's do that real quick, as quick as we can, I guess. So we need to go and do some weighting here. So we're gonna open up the weighting tool and turn on and make sure that we can paint through the model. And I like to line it up best I can, so that way you can kind of see how like there's like rings here. Kind of helps me just kind of like paint the weighting real quick. So we're gonna paint all the weight 100% to this pelvic bone first to start with, and then we're gonna kind of work our way around. This is kind of like the old way to do things, because since we're having to manually add bones here, so we weighted all that weight to the pelvic bone, and then we're going to weight all the weight to one of the front bones first, just to start us off. And we're going to go around. So there we go. And then we're going to, whoops, I have to tilt this down a little bit so we don't paint spots we don't want to. But we're going to kind of paint as best we can up to the last bone. And then paint around. And the trick is you want to paint all the way past the next bone. So we're kind of going in a circle here. Okay, we don't have to go too far, but it's pretty good. So now we're going to check on our nifty checkbox and use the gradient tool. Oops. There we go. Somehow we got turned off there. There we go. Not quite. I see something still 100%. There we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, that's the first one. You can imagine how time consuming this would be with if you had a bunch more bones. So that's why we're doing 6. keep painting a little bit further. It's not a whole lot to talk about while I'm doing this. It's basically just trying to make sure you don't paint stuff you don't want. Okay. Alright, and use our gradient tool. You want to make sure you get all these things so you don't see any like little red vertexes or anything. You want to make sure they're all like fading out to nothing. Okay, moving on to the next. Now, I actually would rather be, if I was doing this for real, I'd rather be using the skirt plugin to make the bones initially. It'd be a little bit trickier, but it kind of does like the waiting for you. At least starts it, and it's kind of handy. So that's kind of why I would prefer to use it instead of doing it like this. But this is relatively fast, I guess. All right. Now notice when I start my painting, I don't paint past the last bone, so it's pretty important. And I'm also memorizing where to stop painting up, so I always know to stop at this edge loop, so I'm looking for that row of vertexes. Okay. And gradient time. Let me see where my bone is. There it is. Oh, not quite. Alright, that's pretty good. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, now for this. This is the last one's gonna be a little bit tricky. Alright, technically I should be able to go the other way and fade off. Try painting the other way. I had a feeling this would be just a little tricky. Make sure I got everything. That's pretty decent. It's not too bad. All right, so we have the weighting, or some weighting. So if we go to transform view, pretty much have Hikari Miku skirt physics. Well, it's not real physics, but so we can kind of mess with either leg here. So if you notice how it's like not really weighted to the actual leg, but it's reacting based on these bones that are pushing these top bones up here, which is just pretty cool actually. I mean, it's not going to like jiggle and stuff like that. You know, when you move the character around. So if I turn on physics, could turn off the bones. You know, the skirt is gonna be rock hard basically, but if I could grab the bone again. Oops. Grab the bone again. But it does work, so that's pretty much how you do it. I mean, it's most of it is hooking up all this stuff right, and as you could tell, there's a lot of stuff to hook up. So it is not super straightforward. I mean, it's about as difficult as hooking up TDA's arm twist rig, so the arms will twist naturally, which is actually going to be put into the Go Bueno Anime models, so they'll have nice arm twists and stuff. But I mean, this is really cool, but very situational, and I mean, it may work for this particular type of character that you're working on, but I would still, I think skirt physics is still cooler and looks nicer. So so yeah, you use as you like, I guess. So so anyways, that'll wrap it up for this second part to the tutorial. Um, and as always, if you guys have any ideas for tutorials and you'd like me to try to figure something out and make one for you guys, let me know, and I will try to do that. I know there was some questions about groove bones and stuff. Now just FYI, I mean, a lot of times the way I learn is I open up other people's models and I look at how they're built and stuff like that and kind of figure it out. I mean, just like this Hikari Miku model, like I mean, I opened it up and figured it out. So I would encourage you guys to do the same thing instead of just asking for a tutorial right off the bat. At least try to figure it out, and if you still can't figure it out, then let me know, and I'm sure I can throw something together. So thanks for watching.